Hi everybody, welcome. This is the Ratrace Sea to Summit Ben Nevis event video. This is the very first event of a brand new trilogy that has come from the good people at Ratrace. The trilogy comprises of 3 ultramarathons run over 3 pretty high mountains. Highest in Scotland, the highest in England and the highest in Wales. Ben Nevis, Scafell Pike and Snowdon respectively. These 3 peaks have long been synonymous with the 3 Peaks Challenge. These are 3 separate ultramarathons run at the end of the year between sort of the end of August and the start of October. And they represent somewhere in the realms of 100 miles and 20,000 foot of ascent when you add it all up. So it is quite a big ask. I bought a ticket for all 3, so I will be reporting on how it is. This is a brand new event, so the first one, the one that we are about to do, the Ben Nevis, is the inaugural event, the very first one, which is really quite a special thing to be a part of. So with that being said, I won't bore you any further. The objective of this video is to film as much of it as I can, explain what I'm doing, show you the event from the inside, with the hope that people in future, the people that are signing up to this for next year and the next year after that, can refer to this video and see what it's all about, and actually have some commentary and feedback as to how it feels and how it went. So thank you for watching this far. I will now hand over to myself, who has travelled through time and space and is at the start line somewhere in Scotland. All right, let's go.
Hi, so it's been 2 days later. We've travelled from Leicester to Fort William. It is about 5:45 in the morning and we are making our way to the start point. Sun is still yet to come up, it's still a bit dark, but we are forecast a beautiful day. Start point is just down here. We'll get to it in a minute for our race briefing. So we are about to head off. We're in the very first inaugural wave of Ratrace Sea to Summit Ben Nevis. Behind me as the very start point, we've got 13 sort of steady, slightly uphill miles towards Ben Nevis, before we've got sort of 10 miles of Ben Nevis, and then the remainder down into the sort of the finish line.
5, 3, 2, 1. Off you go, Ratracer!
Yeah! Okay, so just started Ratrace Sea to Summit Ben Nevis. It's a beautiful morning. Oh. So nice, so beautiful. Once again, found myself not as fast as the fast guys, but not as slow as the slow guys, and on my own. Okay, so that is mile 1 done and dusted. Mostly uphill. It's mainly levelled out a little bit here as we're going up like a little bit of a valley. Woods both sides, mist in the middle. It's really nice. Okay, that's 2 miles done. I'm settling down into sort of my plod pace, if that makes sense, my maintainable pace. It is the proverbial, it's a marathon not a sprint. It's easy to want to chase those guys up there, run away from those guys back there, but if I maintain this pace I can go and go and go. Okay, first 5k done, and my watch just ticked over as well, so as far as that tracking point, that distance point is concerned, it's accurate. Okay, mile 4 done. Somehow that was an 8:30. Probably need to go a little bit slower. It's a nice flowy bit though. Oh no, we're going into cobweb country. Oh good lord. Oh god. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Oh god. Oh no. Oh. Yucky. It's fully wet shoes territory now. Wet socks. And we're knee deep in all these cobwebs, which is just grim. Okay, so we've been on this bog marsh land for a mile now, and it is at some parts easy to run on because it's soft, but then you'll hit a lumpy bit, roll an ankle, and I've been knee deep in some rather inconspicuous mud or bog several times now. Coming down into a rather beautiful valley with water, nice lake, still as anything. The reflection is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. We're at 5.2 miles. This bit's so slow. No thank you, Ratrace, no thank you. I'd like to say it's just my shoes and socks that are wet, but because I went so deep in a couple of them boggy bits, I'm wet all the way up to my pants. I wonder who at Ratrace came this way and went, yeah, that looks good, we'll send all 600, 700 rat races up there, that'll be fun, and we'll just sit back at base and watch them on the tracking. I would imagine just about all the rat races are on this bit now, and we're all clustered up. You can see at the top of the mountains, look, when that sun's on us, that's going to be a game changer, because that's when this ambient cool shade that I'm feeling now will turn into a bit of an inferno. This ground is just horrible. Okay, we've kind of just got one bit of flood after the next at the minute, but though it is essentially a trail again. I've just seen the first photographer, well, the first anyone since it started. Hello. Okay, feel quite cold now. Must remember to fuel. So today I've got a couple of X-Endurance gels and some sweeties and a flapjack, as well as all the stuff at the checkpoints. Should have lots of fuel. So we're still deep in this valley, but you can see the sunlight is coming up, and if you look here where we're aiming for, there's literally sunbeams piling through. The second the sun is up and over Ben Nevis, it's going to get warm. Right now it's lovely and cool. Time of day, it's coming up on 8 o'clock and I'm about at 9 miles. The third wave has still yet to go. They'll still be on the bus heading towards that start line, and they've got all of that stuff that I've just done, including all that marshy crap. We're approaching some familiar territory now, almost back to the valley where the Ben Nevis track starts. We're coming up behind an old Bronze Age fort, I think, called Dunderdale. I've been up there a few times. Really worth the trip up if you're not running an ultra marathon. Some great views out over the valley and Ben Nevis itself. Okay, there's the sun. First time I've seen it all day. Oh, tell me that's not a bit special. Just over 10 miles. Oh yeah, not feeling too bad, just a bit fatigue in the legs when we're going uphill, but that's to be expected from today. Look at that, how amazing is that? People ask why I come and do these things. When I do, yeah, it's hard work, really hard work. And before the end I'll probably be in a lot of pain, but I get to see things like this, waterfalls, low-lying fog in valleys, and then I get to climb up the biggest mountain in the entire country. Yeah. Okay, so for the last 2 miles, really easy downhill running on well-maintained path, which meant easy miles. So we're about at the valley bottom now, and it's still early enough that there's all that fog that we saw at the top. So we've got to go through that. That'll make it feel a little bit cold, and within a few minutes we should be on the other side looking up at our ascent. So just been into checkpoint 2, and this is officially where the Ben Nevis path starts. Car park full of tourists and just a sea of rat racers coming down the hill trying to come up this one path, so it's going to be interesting. It's been a lot of running just there, so I'm happy just to take it easy just for a second. So up we go now. Ben Nevis has a very well maintained path, but it's a lot of steps. If by chance you guys had seen any of my other videos, sort of how I've been training for this, you'll see that I spent quite a lot of time on the Stairmaster, but that's not running, it's just this sort of pace. So I'm hoping if I set my sights on that kind of pace, I can just maintain it, maybe more than I could if I hadn't done that training. Okay, 14 miles, and that is 2,500 foot of ascent done. Oh, look at how brutal these Nevis steps were. Okay, so lots of people on this path today, as there is every day. Even in bad weather they come up here, night time they come up here. Any given day there's 20, 30 teams of people doing the 3 Peaks challenge, and they're trying to do it in a time as well. There's also lots of unfit people, people that are not quite prepared for the trek. Jeans, light shoes, flip-flops, whatever, seen it all. Okay, those were marshals back there as I danced on the bridge. This, if you can see this is 1/4 of the way up. So 3 hours 8 minutes, that's just approaching 15 miles, it's about halfway I guess. Also approaching the halfway point on Nevis. That's what all this is. It's been a bit of a traffic jam all the way. So the lake behind me is the halfway point or thereabouts, and when I come back down, I'm not going back that way, I'm not going back that way, I'm going that way. Now memory serves that these next set of zigzags are particularly brutal.
Nice one.
Cheers, dude! Woo! Let's go. Wow, chicka bow wow. I'll give you a little boost. People calling my name. This bit's tough. There's a few zigzags. Ooh, yeah. Okay. Oh. There's only a finite amount of these zigzags. Only a finite amount. Oh. Okay. Behold the world below. Approaching the last of the zigzags, 10 minutes from the top. Yeah, buddy? Okay, so that's mile 17, And that last mile was a 30-minute mile. A 30-minute mile. Good grief. Never. 7, maybe 8 times up here. Never has the view been this good.
No, we're okay.
Yes. We go down now. So had to rush down those zigzags as best I could, tackling traffic, hundreds and hundreds of people. Now we've come sort of around the bottom of Ben Nevis. Oh, for goodness sake. Don't know if you can see all that behind me, or if you can hear me because of the wind, but we are now completely surrounded by Ben Nevis's north face, and it is spectacular from down here. I've never seen it from this point of view before. Look at it. So we've been following this valley for a while, and we're getting to a point where we can cross this lush looking waterfall stream system, and we're about to do the crossing just here. Okay, so across the stream, had a little refreshing drink. It's hot, I've run out of drink, still got quite a long way to go. My hips hurt, my knees hurt, my ankles hurt. There, now you know everything. I'm Just taking a second to appreciate Ben in the background while I can still see it. Okay, hoping for a checkpoint soon because my reserve water's nearly gone. And I need a week. Now, when I started in wave 1 some 6.5 hours ago. I was able to run a lot in the cool weather. In fact, I got to the bottom of Nevis quite quickly, but the subsequent waves have dealt with an increasingly warmer day. Sharon, my mother-in-law, she was on the switchbacks as I came down them, just starting them, so she's halfway on that top bit, and it is grim. It is really grim. Oh my god, one of the best things about Ratrace is the bit stops. Now, while I didn't overutilise the first couple, that one at 24.2 miles is a lifesaver. Second win. Okay, just past 26.2, so that's the full marathon distance. Anything now makes it an ultra marathon. That's cool, isn't it? Okay, last drag down this big long 2 mile long road back to the finish point where I was at 5:15 this morning. I just need to put in one last shift. Okay, I can hear Keith's voice. You sweet Scottish bastard. Oh, yeah, slightly make some snarky comment about my GoPro on YouTube. But he's right, it will be on YouTube.
Oh, here we go. Oh, we're doing some GoPro YouTube influencer stuff for our boys. Well done, look at the smile. The seatosummit adventure concludes for 2 more rat races. Congratulations to you both.
So that is a Ratrace Sea-to-Summit Ben Nevis done. I'm not going to talk about it too much now, other than that it was a brutal day. I'm going to hand back over to myself for the post-event review.
Hi guys, welcome back. It's just been 2 days since Ratrace Sea-to-Summit Ben Nevis, and I have had time to reflect on the day, certainly in the 8 hours it took me to drive home. Bottom line, it was a fantastic day. It was well run, we were blessed with beautiful weather, and all the rat racers were really up for it. It went as well as it could have gone. This part of the video is simply to reflect on some of the details while they're still fresh in my mind, and hopefully provide some value to people that are potentially considering this event in the future. So I just want to talk real quick about the event itself, things I learned as I went. I love this event. I absolutely love Scotland and I love Ben Nevis. I have an affinity with the area. I've done lots of challenging and adventurous stuff all around Ben Nevis. So when Ratrace put this event on, I was very keen to come and do it. Just bear in mind that these events, due to sort of the distances that you'll be running, they have to start super early in the morning. My wave was at 6:15 and we had to be at the finish line to catch a mandatory coach to the start line, basic logistics really, for 5:15. That meant getting up at 3:45 so I could have breakfast and get dressed and check my bag and get to the finish to catch the bus. The start line is still quite dark and quite cold at that point. I'd probably not given this as much thought as I probably should have, because it's dark and in the Scottish valleys, even in summer, it's still very cold. Fortunately, I'd seen on the equipment list that insulating layer was required, so I went and bought one and wore that for the first 10 miles. As the sun started to come up and it started to heat everything, I was able to strip down to my running vest and carry on like that. Now, one of the biggest bits of advice I'm going to give you is to take on as much fluid and take additional fuel at the last checkpoint before you go up Ben Nevis. Now, this is particularly important if the weather is looking hot, and as it was for us on this particular event. There is 12 miles from that checkpoint to the next one, and that is all the way on the other side of Ben Nevis. That's a long way to go, and that's a lot of uphill. Throw in a bit of temperature and it is a very grueling couple of hours, few hours in fact, to get up and down to the next checkpoint. So the route was lovely. The bits that probably stand off the page for good or for bad reasons, the marshy bit at around mile 4, I think it was, we were told at the start line to expect a little bit of mud and marsh and this, but there was about 1.5 miles of it, and it seemed to go on forever. I couldn't run in it comfortably. Other people came past me, loads of people came past me, but I just couldn't get any kind of rhythm. I kept twisting my ankle, and then quite comically stepped in one of the puddles, or to find that it was about 3 foot deep and went all the way up to my waist. It was basically comedy running until the trail was picked up after it. The mountain itself was fantastic, but we were constantly being held up by traffic. Now, everybody has the right to be on the mountain, but boy, it was packed, and it just took away a little bit from the ascent and descent. It was just a conga of people, like a constant stream of human beings from the the checkpoint, the car park, all the way up to the top and all the way down to the lake again. When we turned right off of the lake and away from the main path, it was beautiful because suddenly we weren't sharing the path with 10,000 people. It was great to sort of be under the mountain, to sort of be in its presence that way. It was just stunning scenery, going over the water and back down the other side, and then finally the very sort of slow plod back down to the finish line through that sort of beautiful woodlands, and then that massive long road to the finish that seemed to go on forever. Ratrace, you put on a great first event. I know you had a few problems, a few teething problems, but you still triumphed over all of it. So please consider this a win. If you are considering doing this event next year or any year, please give it massive amounts of consideration. So that is the end of the Ratrace Sea to Summit Ben Nevis video. Great experience all round. The very next one of these that I'm going to be taking part in is the Scafell Pike Sea to Summit, which is the second of 3 races. So if you are interested in how I do on that, please give the channel a subscribe. There's a button right here, just give it a press. Thank you very much. And guys, I will see you very soon in my next video. Right, out.